Brendan Fraser was one of Hollywood's major talents 10 years ago. If you're a 90s kid, you probably saw a Brendan Fraser film. The comic and action actor became a household name thanks to blockbusters such as the Mummy franchise, George of the Jungle, and the Oscar-winning Crash. But he disappeared after 2008. He's now back on the screens with his upcoming movie The Whale, receiving accolades at film festivals. First up, Fraser gets emotional after receiving a standing ovation for The Whale at Film Festival. While the performer never completely departed from Hollywood, he has only recently returned to the limelight. During this period, many praised him for his powerful performance in Darren Aronofsky's The Whale. The actor received a 6-minute standing ovation for his film at the esteemed Venice Film Festival. The artist has shared how he felt at the moment, which made him cry happy tears. When asked about his passionate standing ovation, he said, "Crying is a word that's like you've injured yourself or there's some harm done. I think I honestly was just smiling so hard, my face leaked." In a video shared on Twitter, he's all teary-eyed and overwhelmed with emotions, while the crowd and cast constantly kept clapping. Fraser revisited the notion that he'd been crying by saying that the description doesn't fit how he felt amid the waves of applause. He claimed he was smiling so hard that water started flowing from his nose. It was a happy cry, or an outpouring of feeling as he likes to call it. Fraser went on to say, "I'd never been in that microscope before. It's powerful stuff." The microscope he's talking about is the highly unique Venice Film Festival ambiance. Attendees get to witness a selection of the greatest movies the industry has available throughout the event. So receiving this level of praise on his debut was a huge deal for him. The Whale is a fantastic showpiece for Fraser in many respects. The actor plays an English teacher and hermit who wants to reconcile with his teenage daughter, played by Stranger Things actor Sadie Sink. Following up, is Fraser likely to win an Oscar for his performance in The Whale? The Best Actor race in 2023 is going to be complete chaos. Any expert would tell you that Fraser of The Whale is the initial favorite to win the award. The reasoning is sound. Brendan is a prior A-lister attempting to rebound in an art house movie, check, and he transforms considerably physically to play the role of a 600-pound guy wanting to make amends with his daughter during his final week of living. Double check, triple check. The Oscar campaign began right after The Whale's Venice showing, where a video of Fraser getting choked up during the film's prolonged standing ovation made headlines. The George of the Jungle star is presently ranked first in Gold Derby's picks for Best Actor at the Academy Awards, so he's certain to garner more appreciation as award season progresses. Dwayne Johnson, another Mummy Returns co-star, is also cheering to see him win an Oscar. The love fest for his film continued at Toronto International Film Festival, where the thespian was presented with the Tribute Award. In his charming acceptance speech, he enchanted the audience by sharing that the very first time he had won an award was in a hockey league competition at school. Fraser also acknowledged the reaction to his work in The Whale, describing it as very encouraging and emotional, and expressing gratitude that his work is having an impact. The actor describes the amount of appreciation as completely new in his career. Of course, a lot of us have been influenced by his lighter characters earlier, but Aronofsky's drama film feels like a new era for the adored actor. Now, Brendan opens up about his character struggling with obesity in the film. The Whale, Aronofsky's first film after 2017's Mother, is building up to emerge as one of the year's most memorable films. The film is loosely based on a play by Samuel D. Hunter, who included his weight-related issues in the story. Brendan has explained his role in the upcoming film as an obese person. The first sneak peek was out in July, depicting Fraser as a middle-aged man who lived with obesity. The Hollywood actor underwent a considerable body transformation to play the part, which is his first primary role in over a decade. He also made use of prosthetics. Fraser told Vanity Fair that he hadn't intended for obesity to become a one-note joke in the film. The 53-year-old said he looked at his previous body costumes that were used in comedies throughout the years, typically for a one-note joke. He went on to say that whether meant or not, the humor is that it defies gravity, although that wasn't the case. According to the playwright Hunter, the film and play were intended as an appeal for empathy and to correct prior narratives about overweight people shown on screen. The Crash actor earlier described the movie as like nothing you've ever seen before. After 2013's thriller Breakout, the star will take on his first main role. We can only wish that this is just the start of many more critically acclaimed gigs for Fraser in the future. The Whale will be released in theaters theaters in the U.S. on December the 9th. It will be available for UK audiences in February 2023. Coming up next, Fraser will not attend Golden Globes next year due to bad history. Fraser's performance in The Whale has earned him a possible Golden Globes nominee this year, but the actor has stated that if nominated, he'll skip the awards in January. He claimed in 2018 that he was assaulted by long-standing Hollywood Foreign Press Association (HFPA) member and former Golden Globes director Philip Burke. The actor claimed it occurred in 2003 over lunch in Beverly Hills, California. Burke, a South African member, was kicked out of the HFPA last year for calling Black Lives Matter a racist hate campaign. Also, last year's Golden Globes were almost canceled just after the organization was embroiled in a scandal over ethical lapses and the disclosure that the group had no black voting members at the time. Many celebrities, publicists, and producers have announced their intention to skip the awards. The HFPA announced earlier this year that the 80th Golden Globes will be aired by NBC on January 10th, following revisions. Fraser, on the other hand, will not be present. The veteran actor says he has more history than respect for the Hollywood Foreign Press Association. When asked if he might attend the event if nominated, Fraser stated that he probably wouldn't. The 53-year-old star said his mother didn't raise him to be a hypocrite. Up next, the HFPA concluded that Burke inappropriately touched Fraser. Following an official investigation, the HFPA determined that Burke inappropriately touched Fraser, who'd previously featured in the acclaimed movie The Quiet American in 2003. Despite that, HFPA stated that it was meant to be understood as humor and not as a sexual advance. In 2018, Burke informed GQ that Fraser's allegation was a pure fabrication. He was a member of HFPA until his dismissal in 2021. Fraser told GQ that he knew the organization's members would stick together. He said he was aware that they would keep kicking that can down the road. He also had a feeling that they'd get ahead of the plot, so the actor realized he had no future in the system the way it was. The Mummy star shared that the scenario was too prickly, sharp-edged, and nasty for folks to desire to go first and commit emotionally to it. Lastly, the sexual assault nearly made Fraser quit acting. The actor mostly dropped out of significant prominent roles in 2008. His absence was not caused by drugs, a political scandal, or sickness. Even though there were memes and perhaps even reported stories guessing his career trajectory, many put it on his bad career choices. In an interview, the George of the Jungle star stated that an instance of sexual misconduct caused him to depart from his high-profile profession. While recently the actor has gradually revived to more prominent roles, he revealed to GQ that the actual reason he stepped away from the public eye was that he was forcibly grabbed by Burke. Meanwhile, Burke confessed in his memoir to pinching Fraser in the buttocks after an event, but Fraser claims the assault was considerably worse. The actor said he felt sick to his stomach, just like a small child. Describing the incident to papers, he said he had the sensation of a lump in his throat and was on the verge of crying. He stated that it is time to take a stand, and luckily he was supported by other male victims of sexual harassment. He's also receiving popular backing from star Terry Crews, who has openly addressed a similar experience years ago. Fraser stated that he repeatedly tried to hide his feelings about the episode, but decided to move to action after witnessing celebrities speak out during this year's Golden Globes. Given his doubts, many clearly believe Fraser's allegation and are deeply affected by it. The actor, who was once the focus of jokes, has now become a motivating force for extending praise all over social media. That's a wrap for this video. Do you want to know more about Brendan Fraser's upcoming projects? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you at the next one.